Our newspaper reviewer is here, Chukwudi Okoli Ugbaja. Chooks, good morning. New month,
good
new
morning.
week.
New month, new week,
New you.
thinking, new hopes.
New hopes indeed.
Hope is what you get drunk on when there's no alcohol around. So said one of my friends. He was a drunkard. How are you? Good morning.
I'm fine.
Always
Good
happy to
morning,
be here. Let's go.
Let's go, chicks. Let's begin with the business NG. Transcorp HI revenue jumps 59% on power hospitality boost. That's above the masthead of the business Nigeria. And Sokoto State introduces monthly allowances for imams and mosque staff. Details on page 2. Just below the masthead of the business Nigeria, lawmakers plot showdown over recruitment, budget, and security disputes. You find also the details on page 12. And just under the picture story, you see there, Serap lawyers condemn passport fee hike, urge National Assembly intervention. And at the bottom plate, Naira climbs 15% on oil, remittance, and FX reforms. And the side piece of the picture story, Nigerians consume 1.1 million terabytes of data monthly amid 5G boom. You find all the details on page 2 also. And Rivers emergency rule ends September 18. Wike hails peaceful polls. You find also the details on page 2. And the headlines, Northeast governors raise alarm over looming food shortage with rider 6 farmers subsidies. Let's quickly go to this Nigeria, and by the side piece of the masthead, set up to president, scrap new passport fees now. Details on page 5. And the headlines, Northwest has lion's share of national projects, says FG, with rider Information Minister Idris debunks allegation of marginalization by Tinubu's critics, says no region sidelined. On the side piece of the picture story, Rivers APC sweeps local government polls, wins 20 out of 23 councils. PDP gets 3. Details on page 16. And at the bottom plate of this Nigeria, Arase Super Cup takes final salute at 69. Rider Tinubu Ebetakun, ex-IGP's Nigerians mourn former IGP's passing. Osage, publisher of this Nigeria, he said he was a detribalized Nigerian, best IGP in recent history. You find the details on page 4. And the headlines, Northwest has lion's share of national projects, says FG. I've read that already. And the picture story, you see the Director General of the Nigerian Technical Aid Corps, Yusuf Yakub, and MNI in the middle, and volunteers during their deployment to the Gambia in Abuja recently. Mr. Demola?
Okay. Let me have I have the Blueprint newspaper, and just above that nameplate, we have federal government unveils new curriculum for basic secondary technical education. Details on page 25. And just below, we have NDLEA intercept 104,900 terrorist-bound tramadol capsules. Details on page 7. Investors' wealth appreciates by 310 billion naira in August amid sellouts. And World Cup qualifier Super Eagles open camp in Uyo. Details of that story can be found on page 32. We already have the headline read by Jumai. Northwest, biggest beneficiary of government projects, says federal government leads development commissions ongoing projects across 6 geopolitical zones. APC sweeps Rivers LG poll as Fubara eyes return. Details of that story can be found on page 8. More confusion over ADC ticket as Jonathan's name surfaces. That's 2027 presidential election. Details of that story can be found also on page 8. Ex-IGP Arashe dies at 69. Tinubu IGP Okpebolo mourn. Sokoto introduces allowances for imams cash allocations to mosque. Details on page 11. Alia condoles with Benue NUJ over loss of 2 members. Details on page 9. Non-oil exports jump 19.6% in first quarter of 2025 budget offers. Details on page 22. Chooks.
Thank you, Demola. Northwest has lion's share of projects. You know, the back and forth you get to hear, you know, in this country over you neglected my catchment and all that. I feel that by the time we get to that level of maturity in democracy we should attain, once the party has doled out how it's going to work across the country, all we should monitor then is implementation, not how. You know, I don't know whether we say this because we are plain thinking journalists. A politician once told me, sometimes I look at you, some of the things you say are too simplistic. The real world is not like that.
It's not.
But maybe that's the world we don't want to belong in. That's why we're still able to say we're journalists. So let them keep their word, the politicians who say all these things. Let's keep our word as well. We enjoy ours, let them enjoy theirs. That's the way I look at it.
You just hit it.
Neutrality all the time from our side. Then Rivers APC switched local government polls. Already they had how many lawmakers? They had 27, I think. And Amawule group. So it's only logical that it will follow on and on. Let's say that Rivers is resolving its matter in its own way.
In-house.
And as long as the Rivers people find nothing wrong with it, journalist Jumai go just the WhatsApp, as my people will say. They say the WhatsApp,
Yes.
Apo Najo. If we begin to do our analysis. So let them be. You mentioned one word which makes me remember how we were. Delegiwa, Ray Epu, Yakubu Mohammed would necessarily mention he was a detribalized Nigerian because they were trying to make a point. It has become a rare word in how we live our lives.
Yes.
You know, I'm sorry, gentlemen. You know, I'm old-fashioned.
No. Somebody that was having a
We're
conversation
learning.
with.
Yes.
We're learning.
Yeah, I tend to have this childlike way of looking at things.
Yes.
Adults complicate their lives by what they think they know.
Somebody was
If you
telling
want to
me.
enjoy your life, become a child again.
Yeah, somebody was telling me yesterday when I said, we've lost Arashe, he said, a good man. A police officer, he said, a good man. So when I went for my doctorate degree, and when I came with it, people were saying, police can't use doctor in their names. He said he wrote it officially, that he should add it to his name.
And
doctor.
here we
Yes,
are
doctor.
throwing
So
the
you can't
baby
forget
out
it.
with the bath
Yes,
water.
it's
Every policeman bad.
No,
that's not
all
true.
of them.
I took 2 ladies to National Hospital after an accident. Shattered laser. Sorry, this is AM television. And when we got to where we needed to offload them into from the ambulance, the emergency room, all the boys who came with us, because one of their colleagues was killed, died, they were quarreling. The policeman said, "Can you see what you see? I see you look like a good man. Can you hold my helmet and my rifle? The law is against my giving it to you, but I think I can trust you." I started weeping on behalf of the police. That was a good policeman.
You and your
Let
tears.
us stop castigating people, paint them with the same
Not all
brush.
of them are bad.
That's not how life works. There are still very good Nigerians. So I'm very happy what you were saying about Arase there. I'm really happy about it.
Yes.
Yes.
One bad eggs would just spoil the whole world.
And we'll remind you about Michael Jackson and his brothers. One bad apple can make the whole bunch bad. One bad apple can make the whole bunch bad.
Can't.
Be discriminate in talking about people.
Yeah.
You sleep well at night if you learn to have that attitude. You know, it's quite ADC. Jonathan's name is ringing there. Jonathan. Let's not advise politicians so we don't get.
Well, I read in another paper that he said he was not interested, that they're just trying to pull him in, and he has declined. But They're all politicians.
Well, we've had so many politicians say we are not interested in this seat.
I had the privilege of visiting Jonathan at Maitama. A lady took me there. He was to attend his ceremony where I was MC. We had a tete-a-tete with, and I liked the man.
He's a gentleman.
He's a gentleman. He's a complete gentleman.
He's a pure soul.
There's a way he is. He's simple.
He's simple.
He will give you trust. You are the one who's going to abuse it.
He's a pure soul.
That's what he is.
Yeah, he's a pure
He's a
soul.
happy man,
He's
you know?
he's-
So I like people coming like that. But they say that if you want to succeed in politics, you should go beyond being like that. You should become two can play at that game. I'm watching you.
If it's your nature, you
That's
can't
where
change
Demola
it.
and I go the back for Benin. Politicians go wash them back, wash everywhere with one hand.
that's-
You don't know how they do it.
That's why I can't be a politician.
No, I can't.
Ah,
I can't.
I would love to, but I don't know. I don't think I can last for 3 days there. I don't think so.
Okay, let's go to the passport issue now.
Okay.
Set up to president, scrap new passport fees. The fee, come on.
You know
Come
the problem with journalists. They leave what you have asked them, they begin to answer another question. These Sarah people, they keep talking around. Do they really achieve success in all the litigation
No, so
and
I-
all that? The way they talk about it.
Well, somebody
At
was.
least
Oh,
they
they're
said,
saying it for the sake of it,
the
for the
tool
heck
for
of
the
it.
conversation.
No,
Yeah.
actually, somebody was
Yes.
giving an analysis.
Yes.
I read it somewhere. And for us to think that the minimum wage is even lower than the amount we're used to, renew our international passports. It's other climb is not like that.
It's not like
so
that.
I think government should just revisit it.
No.
They have a point.
No.
In 1 year.
When Joe Ajaero, or the
Was
prank I
here,
played,
yes.
when Joe Ajaero and President Tinubu, immediately President Tinubu called them into a room. I told you the dialogue maker is going to have his way. Tinubu knows how to
Yes.
talk to you, and it works for him, So there was a point they made that the review will happen every 3 years. It's going to be next year. I hope I'm not giving out wrong information.
No.
Because that will
it's
be
going to be
really
next year.
pathetic
It's
coming
going
from a
to-
journalist.
That was
No, it's
last
going to
year.
be
now.
Good.
next year.
So
It's going to be
I
2027.
like people having hope. That's how we're raised by my father. I like people having. I hate it when people get despondent. It's getting better. I went to buy akara from a woman, and I said, it's getting bigger. He said, things don't they drop. This is an ordinary woman. She accepted that prices are going down. But he said, but Ororo still, they high. But I like that economics, I'm a rural man.
Yeah.
At that level.
While
you
the,
understand?
while the Northeast governors are raising alarm over looming food shortage.
And I am saying, I didn't read that piece. So
They say they seek farmers'
is
subsidy.
Is it a flood? It's likely to be connected to it.
That they are raising
insecurity.
alarm over a potential food shortage in 2026, citing the rising cost of agricultural inputs as a major threat.
The Food and Agriculture Organization has actually been making that, they projected into 3 years. Sometimes they're going to talk like God, I said, but now we get this country, So they're not saying anything new. So the question Jumai, Demola, and Chukwudi would like to ask is, what remedial measures are we enlisting? Are we putting in place? Can we manage, if it were going to cause 16,000 casualties, can we please reduce it to about 10,000 or 8,000?
Thank you very much,
Mitigation.
Chooks.
Yeah, mitigation.
Can we manage
Regular
you?
word in my newscasting in those days.
We have been able to manage you this morning.
Kick me out
so
politely as usual.
Thank you so much.
I'm like a child. I don't take offense.
Thank you for your contribution.
Thank you too.
Thank you for your contribution. We'll take a break now. Our conversation will kickstart when we return. Stay with us.